Spreaker.com for candid conversations. And now,
we are live on Facebook.
We are live on Facebook.com for candid conversations live. How y'all doing? Whew.
We're good. We're great. Yay!
Hooray!
Who was that?
Oh man, sounds like the audience. We got a
crazy audience.
Yeah, they're pretty excited.
Yeah.
Thanks, audience.
Yeah, nice to know that y'all participating. We appreciate y'all. All right,
We're just watching ourselves now on Block's phone.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Just
breaking the fourth wall there.
Didn't I?
So meta.
Oh well, we already got 2 watchers. Hello, viewers. How are you doing?
So we got some people. Good.
You know, this scene setup probably looks better for This would look better for Tough Talks with the belts in the background.
Well, let's have some tough talks. We're gonna talk now.
We're gonna talk tough.
Like this. Time for tough talks.
Yeah.
We talk really tough about tough stuff. You want to put on
a growly voice?
Yeah, we're gonna do it with growly voices. You ever hit stuff with sticks and stuff?
Oh yeah, hitting stuff with sticks is.
Yeah, punched a
awesome.
tree once. I hurt my knuckles. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Felt monster punched the drywall.
Yeah, punch a hole right through that drywall.
I kicked a telephone pole one time.
Yeah, that's tough.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So that's tough talk, everybody. That was tough talk.
That was our tough talks. You know
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Candid Conversations is here again on the cusp of something of a revolution. Something of a revolution in Niagara media.
Total revolution.
We got Culture Shock magazine.
Shock.
It is official. 2 covers.
Where's the other cover?
Right here.
The alt cover.
Uh-oh. Boom. 2 covers. Which do you like?
Let us know.
Doesn't
matter. We're going to keep them both.
Yeah. We're going to run through. That's version 4 and version 5 of volume 1. Yes, we've been working on that for the better part of the last, 3 weeks, a month?
Not long.
Not long at all.
Long, but not long.
Yeah, long enough to seem like it was long.
Issue 2 now.
Yeah. So, we got... And for those of you who don't know, you've probably seen John Davies here. You might not have seen him for a while. Is Pete Hanna, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming
Pete.
through. Yes, excited to have you.
Yeah, Pete, it's always good.
Yeah.
David's making a belt right now. You can't see it, but he's distracted. Working on a wrestling belt.
I have to sort and organize all 1,500 gems before I even start the belt.
His new podcast is coming out soon, where you tune in and you watch him organize his day.
Yeah.
He'll go through his bills. He'll sweep the floor. He may check his phone. He'll definitely check his phone.
Definitely checking the phone.
If you want to tune in and see Dave checking his phone, building belts, sweeping the floor, maybe making a sandwich or something. Probably making some music. I don't know.
Likely.
Stuff. Nothing important. Just stuff.
Everything's important.
So making that belt, is that for some literal Battle of the Bands thing you got going on?
It's we're working on building a site for a Universal Battle Zone, and we're gonna have a 16-person tournament.
Whoa.
So
16 people.
16 people in the tournament.
That's
and
a lot of people.
It's going to be for the title.
Yeah.
So
that he's making.
That I'm making right now. So the Universal Battle Zone champion will be the first to get this custom belt. And
how long do they keep it? Is it a year?
They keep it as long as they defend until they lose it. They defend it and then
is there a second place belt?
No, not yet. You have to be the best to get the belt.
So if you think you're the best to get the belt, write to us, write to David, UBZ, Universal Battle Zone. You could win the belt that he's so distractedly making right now.
I'm telling you, I'm behind. I'm on a timeline here. It's like I have to make the belt. I gotta finish my music video. I'm still trying. It's NMA season, so I gotta pump out as much content as I can.
See you doing a music video, all right, action. Put your head down. You're searching through gems for your belt. I gotta capitalize my time. I gotta make it do.
I have to. That's why I'm glad I have 2 personalities on here with me, because y'all can help me carry the load.
Welcome to the John Davies and Pete Hanna.
Yeah,
Pete Hanna. Yeah,
yep.
Forget him for now.
Yeah, where we go.
Making a belt. We'll just
it's not about me anyways.
Tune in to watch us not sorting through gems off camera.
Yeah, that's pretty much the show. We just don't sort through gems.
Well, we got some questions here. Let's
Yeah.
check some of these.
questions,
Okay.
right
Yeah, man.
Discuss and debate. Audience, feel free to tune in. It's pretty hard to see what you have to say from there, but David will do it.
Small head Wagwan, first one. Handsome as always. Hello. Follow my cousin on social media if you haven't already. Yeah, that's my cousin in there. What's going on, Dubain? How's it going, Danielle? Wife and just in the building. And the debate and discuss question is?
A 25-hour working week would be more productive than a 35-hour one.
Alright.
To debate and discuss.
Considering the fact that we've already clocked 25 hours in the last 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we've printed what, 200 copies of a magazine? 3 pages, double-sided. Plus working
So what do you think, the longer work week?
I think the longer work week, you're looking forward to leaving more, so you're not putting as much effort in. Where a short work week is just like, I only have this much time to do this much work, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think a shorter work week, because I'll work like 2 days on and then take a half a day off and then 2 days on kind of thing. Like, so I find a shorter work week, yeah, I'd be more productive.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of studies apparently show the shorter work week works best, but let's be honest, shorter work week or longer work week, we're probably going to spend most of our times distracted anyway. I'm proving that. This is technically me working right now, but I'm working on what I'm working on. Okay. Oh, Aaron Richard Rodriguez. Yo, when we go offline, you need to message me so we can talk about this UBZ stuff. I was supposed to catch up with you. Let's talk about this underground movement, the Universal Battle Zone. Made. I'm making the belt as we speak. I'm sorting the gems out. So
beautiful.
Like, these belts take about 2 weeks to make by hand.
You were asking if it would have glitter.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, it's gonna have glitter.
It's gonna glitter. It's gonna sparkle. It's gonna shine.
Glittery, shiny, golden. Oh, what kind of glitter are you using?
Well, I have
some purple glitter.
I have the gold because like it just goes with it.
Yeah, silver would be nice too. It'd bring up the gold lettering.
Find the silver.
You hear that? If you can prove you're the hardest, you get a bedazzled belt.
Yeah, a bedazzled belt if you're the hardest rapper in the UBZ rap battle world.
Yeah.
Coming to Culture Shock.
You could be the
Culture
first.
Shock TV, part of the upcoming Culture Shock website.
Oh, the Culture Shock website. Part of the Culture Shock movement.
It's a movement, people. Thanks for tuning in and being part of our movement.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Culture Shock.
Awesome.
Come and get your culture shocked.
Yes, family. Just, working on a couple of things. Trying to get these things organized so I can properly make this belt. They're handcrafted by yours truly. I have personally, and I don't care what anybody else wants to say, really, but I have personally already changed the face of title belts. Yes, I made a title belt, the one that's hanging behind me in between John and I on the second one. Yes, that second one right there. That one is part of the reason why WWE changed their title belt. So I figure if I keep making...
Makes sense to me.
I mean, like, I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it. Because if Rikishi didn't sign it, like, if I didn't actually show it to a WWE superstar and then the thing happened, that would have been different. If it wasn't my anniversary, my 1-year anniversary, the time that I saw him, if I didn't call the WWE out before my 1-year anniversary and say, hey, do something for me, and then have him show up right up the street from my house for my 1-year anniversary, and then have the following year, have them come out to the Meridian Center for my daughter's birthday. It was like everything happened on a significant day in my life, and it's just like, there's 365 days in a year. You could have done this at any other time, but you're here, and it's now? No. That's the Terrell effect right there. So,
there you go, ladies
dude,
and gentlemen.
influencing the universe.
Hey, I got the universal title in there because I didn't get to go to medieval times.
Okay, speaking of how you introduce or influence the universe.
Yes.
This is particular to you.
Okay.
10-year-olds.
What about them?
Is it too young to own a mobile phone?
No. I'd be a hypocrite if I said yes.
I take it your 10-year-old owns a mobile phone.
Oh my gosh, yes, she does. And she uses it well, minus a handful. Well, actually, she uses it well. She animates on it. She has her shows that she watches. Obviously, she communicates with her friends. Like it's helped her through this whole COVID thing because she's gotten to communicate with people that she knows and cares about. So, yeah, it's if you teach them how to use it, it's a great and effective communicator. If you just let them run wild, it can destroy lives.
So it's a wild card, folks.
Yeah, it is.
Guys, parenting advice on the show.
Should you give your 10-year-old a phone? 1, it'll help him communicate. 2, it might destroy lives.
It might destroy lives. It might.
So it's up to you.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
This question is very similar.
Okay.
Alright,
It's pretty much saying, is social media evil?
Ooh,
Is it making us more isolated?
Okay, that's a good one.
I don't know. I think this is opening up the door. I've met a lot of people through social media. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I met my wife through social media, so I can't condemn it because of how much I've done through it. But at the same time, again, it's that double-edged sword where unless you're using it for its positive intentions or positive uses, you can end up like I've seen people's families broken up over it. I've seen a lot of things go
like
sour.
Someone wouldn't join Twitter. It's like, get on Twitter. No, not tweeting. Fine.
No.
Fine.
But Twitter's like probably
I mean,
the
if
least.
people cheat on each other and they find out over social media, it's not social media stuff.
Yeah, it's not social media.
I don't know.
What was gonna happen?
Is it one of those situations, or was it like if social media didn't exist, these two would have been wonderful to each other?
It's more like it's like uncontrolled inhibitions lead to those kinds of complications.
Oh yeah.
It didn't have to be for certain people. It doesn't have to be social media. It could be the bar, the grocery store, the next door neighbor. You know what I mean? Like there's
so
people
you can't
who
blame social media because then if you didn't, if it was gone, it'd be the next thing. He's like, we gotta get rid of grocery
But then you have things like the Ashley Madison Company.
You don't have to.
Yeah, but the only people that join Ashley Madison are the people that are looking to cheat anyway.
True.
Yeah, like.
True. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying, like, there's a market for that, and it's.
Yeah, there are people that cheat, and there are people who are going after the market of cheaters to take their money.
That's so. Well.
Is it? It's just that's.
That's corporate. That's corporations for you. That's.
Yeah.
Hey, why not? They need a service. Someone's providing a service. Someone's using the service. Someone's letting all their documents get leaked. That service was terrible. Everybody knows you used the service.
Oh no! You just outed for using the service.
What's that?
We're going there.
Oh, and
That's
beyond.
what happened, right? That's what happened. I'm going to Ashley Madison. Whoops.
I'm sorry. Maybe this is wrong, but I don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad for us. No, man, no. You did it.
It's just exposing something bad.
I don't know. Like, I don't. It's hard. Like, they cheated, they're bad, but maybe there's a bunch of problems in the relationship, and it's driving two people apart, and they're going crazy, and they, I don't know.
I think, but if that's
it's like if people aren't happy, it's not like, I don't think one person's ever really totally convinced if they're not happy. It's like, oh yeah, everything's happy, but it's all falling apart. Someone's cheating. Like, you got to be pretty delusional and not look for any signs, and be like, kind of just absent from your relationship. I think to believe that. So it's always hard.
But I don't know. I know some people that, the one partner in the relationship's trying so hard to do everything, but the other person just kept cheating just because that's what they like to do.
Yeah, no,
that's. That's the partner. You love them for that, or you don't. Didn't they know that? Like, you know that.
Oh well. I'm not giving Elijah a phone till high school. It's true. Must have been crazy dealing with the nuts and bolts of the conversation. Yes, definitely Todd Page. Oh man,
what's that?
Check out Todd Page. He was saying I'm dealing with the nuts and bolts of the conversation. Yeah. What up, Dar? How you doing? Aaron, if you're still in here, remember, as soon as I come off the live, hit me up. I will do my best to remember. But as you see, I have a wealth of things that I'm juggling right now. And these two are helping me deal with it. I appreciate every one of you that are taking the time to tune in. Now, is it because I have more than myself on here, or is it because of these fancy belts in the background? Because, like, I don't know.
The belts.
It's got to be
Probably
the
the
belts.
belts. I
Probably
mean,
the power of the
they
unseen
brought
belt
a
you're
young
making.
guy to
Oh.
talk about parenting and marriage, apparently.
Yeah. What is your view on that? Let's get it, because we have three different like perspectives. It's like you don't have a child, right?
How much?
Okay,
I'm
well,
married.
yeah,
No.
I'm married with child, and
I have a child.
he has a child, so
The
like
best one.
we're dealing with three different dynamics here. It's like the soon to be, the is, and then the
Are you soon to be?
no, not soon to be. Okay, so the potentially, the current and the currently. So like, what is your take on what is the current view on marriage in your circles, kind of
Yeah.
thing?
Do you guys think about it?
Like, is that
Yeah,
even
well, I'm a Christian dude. I go to church, so
okay?
common view on marriage is if you're not married by the time you're like 20, it's too late. No.
You're fully
You
corrupted.
might-
There's no hope. It's
It's
just-
like, all right, your clock's ticking.
yo, man. What's your background, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, define background. Just
Okay, what is your ethnic origin?
ethnic origin. Oh,
Yes.
I thought you were talking about like what is this? What is
Well,
the
it's a
blanket?
couch, a blanket.
Ethnic origin
Yes.
is Egyptian.
Egyptian. Okay.
And so, with the view of marriage, with that, is that there is more of a weight, I guess, than other places. Because in Egypt, there's a big push to go get your education first and
Okay.
start your career and establish your life.
So do you
Before
find
we
the
start a
push of
family.
Egypt affects you here in Canada? Like it's that powerful?
Yeah.
They're just like, well, if the government wants it there, well, I better do that in Canada too.
Well, it's not a government thing; it's a cultural thing.
Oh,
but
okay,
being in
that's
an
fair then.
Egyptian family,
Yeah.
there's definitely that. Like I got lots of white friends. No offense to white people.
I'm a little offended.
I'm married to a white person, so be careful.
Yeah.
Some people my age, they just graduated high school and they jumped right to marriage. And you know what? Some people
It
people
works.
work. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it
but I'm
does.
saying, like in Egypt, you try, then you got no further education, no career,
Yeah.
and then it's like you're the odd one out.
Okay.
It'd
Yeah.
be nice. I wish I had that high school sweetheart. It's like, oh, I love you. I'm gonna marry you. And then we did. And then it's like, well, it worked out. And then like avoid all those movie
There's two
problems.
of those in my family.
Mm.
Yeah, two of my aunts married their high school sweethearts.
Huh, are they
Yeah.
happy?
Nice.
To what I know, yeah.
Yeah, just pretend on camera.
From what I know,
Yes,
yeah.
very.
I just visited one of them the other day, and the other ones live across the country. So, yeah.
Well,
It's
if you're
cool.
watching,
Hi y'all, how you
Congratulations.
doing?
I think the biggest thing is there's no one size fits all. You know,
No.
some people meet their high school sweetheart and stay married until the grave.
Mhm.
Some people get married later with their lives established and
Yeah.
like divorce a year after. So
Yep.
sure.
Yep. You
So what about kids? You ever gonna have kids? You think?
I think so. I'd like
Okay.
to.
Yeah, good.
I'm glad I had my child when I did. Like, I finished high school, I finished college, I was establishing myself, and then she came along, and it was just like I took a year to just focus on her and like everything about her, and then as she grew, I started to incorporate her into what I was doing. Like I still did studio work and stuff like that. There were times where she was in her car seat like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning with me going to drop off the artist or pick up the artist because that's the time they're there. So, there's that, but like I just find there's so much to it that like I have to make sure I include her so she doesn't feel like she's not a part of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even now, like, she'll like pick my clothes for me or something like that, or like, we have this deal where like, because I ask her she has young legs, so I ask her to get stuff from all over the house all the time. She's like my gopher kind of thing. But because I realized how much I was using her to do that stuff, I was just like, okay, we'll make a deal. I'll give you an item retrieval fee. So for every time you get something from me, I'll pay you for it. And some people might be like, oh, that's just like, I remember you said, I think you were joking when you said, well, she's supposed to do it anyways. And in a way she is, but it's like, she's getting to the point where I wanted to learn the value of $1 and I wanted to learn how to earn it. So if she's willing to put the effort forward to take the action that I require, then I should be willing to reward her in a way that she's like gonna benefit from. So like she has to put some of her money in her bank account. She has to put some of it in a jar. She gets to spend some of it on what she wants. If she earns it, she gets to buy what she wants, kind of thing. So like, it's just, I don't know. I have I think it's a conventional way of parenting, but it's just an unorthodox approach, kind of thing.
It's fine.
Oh, cool. Because not everybody does.
Well, I gave my daughter $5 once to make a drawing for my mom. I was like, yeah, I'll just give it to you if you make nice paintings. That'd be nice. Yeah, but then she wanted another $5 for the next one. I was like, no, you just gotta keep painting because you enjoy it. I'm paying you every time you want to do arts and crafts.
Oh, nice. You're teaching her about the realities of being an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
You make the work, and then you still don't get
Hey, I gave you enough just to get you addicted. Now you'll never make any money again.
Oh, man. That's great. No, so you see, there's different variations to the same situation kind of thing.
Yeah, you just gotta know
You gotta
know the situation. You gotta know your own kid. You know what you're doing. So that's all advice for you. We're just training.
Yeah, just
getting a lot.
Yeah.
Putting it all in the bank.
Training you for the future. What else do you want to know? Ask the audience.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll know. They can tell you what to do in the future when you have kids.
Yeah, any parenting advice, audience, let me know. And any bad parents out there, let me know as well, so I know what not to do.
Pretend to be a good parent.
Yeah, or that.
Let's see who can sneak by some bad information.
Yeah. You see, one big thing that I find. Okay, here's the take on this. Like crying. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't do this, but how do you handle it? What is your approach to it? Crying, like, yeah, just in general. Now, like,
I'm really conscious of. I try to stay conscious of when my kid may be trying to manipulate me.
Okay.
And so there's moments of that. And like if they bump themselves, like your kid falls.
Yeah.
And they're waiting to see what your reaction is. In those sort of situations, if it doesn't seem like much, I might say, why are you crying? But if my kid hurt, if I see it's like, oh man, they hurt themselves, or they just come crying and I don't know.
Okay.
You're crying. I cry sometimes. Every time there's a sad scene in a movie, I cry.
I have some songs. I didn't realize, but I have some songs that have actually made me tear up. Like,
yeah.
The song that I Growth, the song that I asked you to film with me and Stott, and Terp. That's when I was making the song in here. When I was coming up with the hook, I was literally choked up because I was thinking of my family and things that where I've gone to and how far I've come along the way and different things like that, and it just kind of choked me up, and I was just like, holy shit, like this is something good here. So like I want to cultivate that and make it into something bigger.
Yeah, it's interesting. I worked as a nurse assistant at a camp last year, and there were some homesick campers, as happens. Young kids. And man, I'm thinking back. Well, for reference, I'm in nursing school right now, so I had like my pediatric semester then, semester before. So then this kid's crying, and I'm thinking like trying to solve this almost textbook, and it's not working. Then this other staff member comes who has children, and he just naturally I don't even remember what he did. He just started talking to the kid about Minecraft, and it was like within a few minutes, that kid was like calm and just like, man, like some things you can't learn in a book. I feel like you gotta be a parent.
You learn that one quick with kids.
Yep.
You're like, okay, you're upset. What's another thing that makes you happy?
Yeah.
This thing. Oh my goodness! You hurt yourself. You ever think about Barbies?
For the first 2 years.
You ever play Barbies?
For the first 2 years, being a parent is like playing charades, bro. Diaper? Food? Play? I've done all of that. You're gonna cry for about half an hour. I tried everything. I'm sorry. Like if I know your diaper's clean and you're fed, or like now at this point, if I know she's fed and she knows how to use the bathroom right now, so like what I mean, I know she's fed and she has something to entertain herself. She's good. She can occupy herself for hours, and I'll check in on her to make sure she's okay. But like she's her own person now. Like it's just a matter of directing her to where if she wants to do something, it's a matter of directing her in how to get that accomplished, kind of thing. It's like I'm not here like, oh, I'm making music. You have to make music. It's just like, these are the arts. Pick one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she loves drawing. She loves animating. She does a TikTok where she animates stuff. I'm very impressed and proud of her and what she accomplishes.
You'll probably find it's your work ethic that transfers the most. I think that's what kids see, and then they start doing things like their parents.
Wow.
Should probably work all day, all night.
Oh man. Well, hey, sometimes you have to get something accomplished.
Just like my dad. Just watch what he did. Now I'm a total success.
Nice.
Sit in front of the TV and eat chips all day. Everything I can want.
Oh man. Holy. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. You just gave me a good tip on parenting. You're welcome. Tell your children the truth, even if or especially if you don't want to. That's right. You're right, Todd. Always tell your children the truth.
Yeah.
There's times where, I'll go to say something, it's like, nah, I just got to tell you how it is. I know you're not going to like it, and it's going to be bad. Like, you're not going to like me for a few minutes, but, like, I have to let you know the way it is.
What about Santa Claus, though?
Your kids need to know that they can get the straight goods from someone. Thank you, my cousin and his wife are my whole family for being there for me through the whole pregnancy. I really do appreciate it. It's been a roller coaster, but I've learned to push through it. Yes, and that's what you got to do. You got to push through the pain, like figuratively and literally in some situations.
Dude, being a parent some days, like, you got to amp yourself up. That whole scene where people are in the mirror.
Yeah.
You're the best, because it's so tiring, but and you can feel like you give it your all, but at the end, I have days where it's just like, oh man, I was just too exhausted for my kid. I wasn't fun enough, and it's like you just kind of like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go out there. I'm gonna play the Barbie Dream playing. It's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna have tea and snacks on the floor, and my back isn't gonna hurt. And then just like, go, and you just do it, and then your kids are like, what?
I'm lucky.
They love you, and then it's like, all right.
I'm so
and it's
lucky.
actually easier. It's more fun, but it
got-
is something that I find you got to do.
She got into video games at an early age, so like we started with Lego Marvel superheroes.
Back in the
fun,
day,
man. That
parents
game's
are like,
fun.
you can't play video games. You go outside and play, and now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, thank God. They're into video games. I don't have to go play with them anymore.
We got something in common, all right? Yeah. So, yeah, no, we have me and my wife first played it, and we got like 50.3%. Me and Ariana played it, and we have 95.3%.
Nice.
So we've got and she's good. Like when she started playing that, I'm like, okay. Then we advanced, and some people might not agree with it, but you know what? I was there for it. So we started playing Twisted Metal. No, we started playing Borderlands first. Borderlands.
Okay.
Borderlands. We started playing Borderlands first, and like when I saw her, there's this one siren in the game, right, where she has like a telekinetic power, and she has a gun. So she'll use her telekinetic power and put the person in a bubble, and then she'll use the gun and just shoot at the bubble.
Your daughter does this.
My daughter did that. Like she got it took her a while to get the whole technique down. But when I first saw her go, boom, bah, 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 I was like,
Dang, don't get on her bad side.
you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt a tear well up in my eye. I was just like, that was so good. And then we crushed the game. We're on the third one right now.
Nice.
Yeah. And then when it comes, when we get the next system, we're going to get the fourth one.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's fun, man. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Next question. Violent video games do not encourage violence. Debate.
Am I striking out on this one or what?
Right,
Are you picking those on purpose?
No, absolutely not.
See, I don't agree that they do. Like, I don't agree that they cause violence, but I do know some outliers. I do know some people in my life growing up who, when they played a violent video game, just for those specific people, that they definitely did get more violent around people. But I think it's just knowing, some individuals are like that, but you can't really, put that as a blanket statement.
Yeah, art's a hard thing, and people like blanket statements, like, video games don't cause violence. But you're right, sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they prevent it.
Sometimes it's
Who
TV
knows
shows.
what
You know what? No, video games prevented me from doing a lot of shit. Like,
Yeah.
when I first played Metal Gear Solid. Oh snap! Is that really how it goes? I don't want that to happen. Snake! I want someone screaming my name like that. You know what I mean? But it also taught me how to be more stealth. You know what I mean?
You're stealth because you're inside playing video games. You're not outside.
I mean,
in trouble.
no, I mean like in day-to-day stuff. Like I used to be more loud and obnoxious and like, you know, boisterous, but now I realize like when you're in public, you got to conduct yourself a certain way to find that slipstream and move your way through, because there's people watching you to kind of stop you from doing certain things to take the attention away from like certain agendas.
You find that in everyday movement in life?
And every day.
You walk into a Tim's, there's like, damn it, that person's standing in my way. It's like they're just positioned there. You got to work your way around.
Yep.
I think the thing that causes people to get violent from video games is if they played violent video games, like if they're too young to kind of get it, but they're also not. I don't want to say the word monitor, but you know what I mean? There's no one kind of...
Yeah, no, that's the right word.
So if you leave like a 4-year-old, you just give him like an Xbox controller.
I think that's excellent.
Shooting people in the game, and he doesn't really know how to process that. Then, not that he will go out and shoot people. He might think it's funny to like punch his friends more or something. Or
and left long time without correction, without any adult being like,
yeah.
no, it's not like
it's
shooting people isn't
stuff,
really the thing. Don't do that.
But
that's
if
a
you have
really
that,
good point. If you expose someone to negative, violent sources without correction, without any balance, that's what they know. We're just programmed. That's one thing I find interesting. Like, you really see it when you raise a kid because they repeat everything you say.
Oh my gosh.
They're constantly repeating and mixing stuff, and like your behaviors and everything. It's just like, okay, they're really just a little computer, and they're watching everything. Okay, that's how I do that. That's how I do that. That's how I do that.
Okay.
It's cool. Someone saying something?
Yeah, there's days where I don't know what to do, but I end up figuring it out. Like right now, Elijah decided to start crying. Didn't know what to do, so I put him on the floor to do the tummy time, and he's fine now. He's fine now. LOL. Why did the basketball game get postponed? Because another black man got killed?
That'd be something. No professional sports, any day a black man gets killed by the police.
Well, if a professional sport is predominantly populated by a culture that is being...
That's why I didn't even determine it, because most are.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Except for hockey.
Yeah.
Yo, but if they did that, like, think of how much money they generate. Think of how quickly maybe, like, people would start pushing for change more.
It's terrible and sad as that is. It'd be like, you know, it didn't matter to us that they were dying, but now our sports are interrupted. Gee.
Yeah, because sports are making them billions of dollars, and a lot of them don't look like
Is that really why it's canceled?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Like,
that Stand Together song, I literally told you what was happening. It's like, it started with words because the pain was absurd. We twisted and turned because it was like nobody heard.
Yeah.
The things that we did, they only came to the light when we showed up in force because our people died.
Yeah.
We got to stand together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Zach Burry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy because some people are like, oh, how come out of the blue with George Floyd, people are upset? Where it's like, this has been going on for decades.
Like Rodney
King.
Decades.
Rodney
King, Martin Luther King.
People have been talking about this for decades and decades. George Floyd wasn't new. That might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, but...
It wasn't even the straw. The camel's back. The
Camel's
crazy thing is you
broke.
go back to the 70s.
Go back to the
90s.
60s.
Go back to like... It's
87.
just like it keeps happening.
Yeah.
It's like, we're done. No more like unjustly killing black people. Okay, riots, and then people forget and they start posting about something else. Which is terrible. But it's like...
It's a hard cycle, but unless there's change, you think this is just the beginning, man.
I mean, yeah.
Civilizations are going to fall because of this unless it changes. Like, Rome fell. Rome was the place. Rome fell. China fell. Like, America is next. Remember, you heard it here on Candid Conversations.
America, you're next.
You know what I mean? Straight up.
I was thinking about this the other day. It's a weird thought, but the idea that we're all kind of complicit in this, the whole thing, everybody, because it's like, it's minorities, but it's mostly people who are affected by wealth, right? Like people who are in poorer areas are devastated by all sorts of things about our economy, this capitalist economy, and so it's a matter of what groups fit mostly into that wealth bracket.
But people aren't it's the education of how to overcome the poverty gap. I do not live in the richest neighborhood, but I have forced the hand of the property owners to the effect of over $2 million.
Yeah, but it didn't get you any richer, did it?
It got me a much better. My situation was much more improved. It didn't go directly into my pocket, but if I had $2 million, I can't say I would have given it to the 52 units here because I don't know them all. But according to the law, and upholding it, there's a course of action that is to be taken by the property managers or anybody in any given situation, and if they don't follow it, there's a course of action to have it corrected.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people realize that.
But even
living
when you
in the
think
slums,
about like money and $2 million, like I think if you're ever going to completely get rid of discrimination, you have to stop accepting money because money naturally discriminates. It's a natural.
No.
Yes, it is.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. If I'm going to improve the quality of my situation, and money is involved, I'm going to accept it unless I have some kind of moral issue with it. Like I don't know. I just don't. I don't.
Jesus said he said you can't serve God and money.
Yeah,
That's
but I don't.
moral
But
issue.
I don't serve money.
God and money, but money is neutral. If you're not serving it,
I don't serve money. So
I don't know. You're jumping to his defense pretty quick.
Who,
Sounds
me?
Like both of you. Sounds like you're kind of in service to something.
I'm in service to God. That's why I'm defending the fact that I'm not jumping for money. If I was doing this for money, then there's a lot of things that wouldn't be happening. I've
thought about this before. Okay, so I thought, what if we went back? Really thought about this. What if we went back to just bartering? Like, I'll trade you my service for yours, for example. What if you didn't want their service? Eventually you go back, okay, well, this, whatever you want to call it, I owe you, this piece of paper will represent the service that I'm doing, and then you eventually just reinvent money. I feel like it's hard to escape the idea of currency. Kind of.
Yeah, it
but
is
money
really
and currency are two different things, though.
It is like it's how you serve it and what you like. When people say, "Oh, we can't save the planet because it'll cost this much money. We can't."
Well, that's
it's like
different.
you know,
you just have to stop doing the things that are destroying the planet. You don't have to spend more. Like, I don't understand how they're spending so much money on interstellar travel and they don't even have it right on Earth yet. So, like, it's kind of a complication.
I think we need UBC or whatever. It's Universal Basic Income.
Oh yeah.
UBI.
Like, what about this? Because so much work is becoming automated anyway. We should just consider you as a member of the country, as a participant or like a shareholder of the country. You have a given share because.
But we are.
We're not.
Yes, we are. Our social insurance number is an account by which the government stores money for the issues and elements that they have to address in our life. It's just that not everybody realizes that they're a bank account for the government. Every social insurance number has a dollar amount associated with it, and depending on how good you're doing in the economy, it increases or decreases.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of like God versus money, it's like, okay. And then you have a literal sin number, the God.
That's always thrown me for a
loop. The number
loop.
of the beast. I don't know. Maybe it's your sin number that has completely to do with all the money you're worshiping.
Is that the amount of sins that you get to? Is that the amount of sins you get to commit, or is that like?
No, it's just that's the number you are identified with to represent your financial, like everything financial about you, and that's what really matters. That's why it's your sin number.
But okay, if we're gonna talk about Mark of the Beast, I'm just saying though.
I got tattoos, so I'm screwed.
No, the key for me in the Bible there is when it says that if you get the mark of the beast, you're basically choosing to reject God. And
that's
going
what
back.
We do.
No, so I'm saying that this has to be. It's not going to be some covert. I don't believe it's going to be some covert like, oh, you got a SIN, psych, it was the mark of the beast. It's something that people will willfully be like, yeah, I want to take this.
Well, just think about. I mean, I have one too, but think about it. Think about what it actually is. You're taking a number to define yourself. To integrate into a whole system of belief based on financial worship. That's what it is. And it allows you to interact and take the money out of that system, pay money in, and become, a follower and a religious believer of the financial system.
Well, here's a question. Do you believe
and it's called a sin number.
Here's a question.
Do
you believe that when you are on your computer or laptop and you're on camera that the government can see you? Yes.
Probably, yeah, for
There's
sure.
no probability, bro.
Oh, yeah, they can totally. There's no doubt
Zuckerberg's
looking.
watching this right now somewhere. Zuckerberg not watching this, but Zuckerberg has the ability. Probably has this big old room with this big old plasma TV. Not plasma, but like glass,
Well, I mean, we're
and you can see everything on it.
live on Facebook.
I know, but like,
I think they can look at that.
of course, but like even outside of that, have
Oh,
you ever had a
anything.
conversation about something and then seen it in your ads on
Dude,
Facebook?
Anything on your
Yeah.
phone they can watch.
Everything.
You're not secure.
Nope. Not
It's funny
anymore.
when people talk about, oh, this vaccine will be used to track us. Like, boy, you carry a tracker in your pocket every single day.
GPS. If you have a cell phone, you're on a GPS.
Yeah, you're already being tracked.
You're already being
Was
tracked.
that,
You're a little
was
late.
that a question from the audience?
Yes,
or
it was.
Nice. Oh yeah, the
Absolute.
government's totally watching.
Yep, Todd, definitely.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
Government's watching.
Hey, Justin.
How you doing?
How
You
you
know
doing,
what?
Justin? How's
The minister of industry, up to the minister of industry, I've gotten under the collar of. He he banned me from calling his office because
Oh, smokes.
because I called him on his bullshit. Like you're letting technology come into the country under the guise that it operates on a specific capacity, being shown that it doesn't, and still disregarding the fact that people are paying money and not getting what they're paying for.
You talking about 5G?
No, this was before. This was like the LTE when they first started LTE.
Yeah, there's always a system of like sell people what you're giving them, and then like years later, actually, like everyone gets 5G on their internet right now. I have a 5G line. It's not 5G.
My line, it's
You don't have
5G
5G.
line, but do you have a 5G modem?
No.
See what I mean? It's like they put out a 4K signal, but most people
That's
have a
not
1080p TV. Like they have third dimensional TV now, 3D TV.
Yeah. 3D TV.
Crazy.
I don't even have a TV.
I didn't notice one when I was there. That's what was missing.
Just don't have a TV.
Is
Secret to
there a reason?
life.
Is there a reason?
I
Like,
have a-
Video games.
I have a computer. I don't play video games.
uh,
I get too into them. I have an NES in my bedroom.
boom!
So I do
I have
play.
one of those compact NESs on their way, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook it up to a projector. And I'm gonna play. I gotta find my favorite game on there. I don't know which one of them they have, but I'm gonna find one of the games that bring back like those childhood memories. And
Listen,
I'm
if
gonna play it
you're
on the
looking
projector.
for a buddy to play Contra, because I got the Contras, I'd do that.
Bro.
I'd play some Double Dragon with you.
Yo, let's
Double
do it.
Dragon.
Contra and Double Dragon are two of my favorite two-player games.
Yeah, they're on there.
Then you have like Ninja Turtles and shit like
They got
that.
Ninja Turtles.
They got Ninja Turtles, yo.
I'd like to sit down. We should have like a dude sleepover. It's like all weekend. We all just camp out until we beat Ninja Turtles 1.
I'm down. Well, the couch is here. The couch
So
is here.
everybody, the whole basement.
Yeah, man. Just take turns
Just
playing the game.
Sweaty, pizza, Ninja Turtles, no anchovies.
No anchovies at all. But yeah, no, that would be interesting. Interesting. So what do we got going on here? They also can crack your mic on your phone. Yes, they can, Todd. Okay, so here's another question. Let's say you get one of those, hey, Sally, that can talk to you. Do you believe when you are talking in your home that the government can record what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime
Yes.
the question is, can the government take
Can the
this
gov-
information from you?
Near you, any sort, then yeah, they can.
Can the government? Yes. Yes, they can.
You guys want to know the greatest scam the government and this industry in general is running right now?
Cops?
Well, yeah, the cops. The cops, that is probably, amongst many. I don't know if it's the biggest, but data. It's like the government collects your data. They sell your data. Facebook collects your data. They sell your data. Everywhere you go on the internet, they're taking your data and they're reselling it. And they're making big money off something that's yours. And
You're
we're all
getting
like, what are
nothing.
we going to do what are we all going to do to make money? What are we going to do? And they're getting all these pyramid schemes and everything on you. But it's like, just the time you spend on Facebook has actual value to Facebook. And you should have a piece of that value.
Yeah, man.
That's like the next big fight, aside from universal basic income, is like, stop stealing my identity theft by all these big players, and they're selling it. Like, fine, it's gonna happen. It's like the government. It's like, I know, I pay a ton for my phone bill, and it's compromised, and you listen to everything, and you got it all recorded, and that's gross. But fine, just give me a piece of the money.
At
You
least.
know, if
They
you're
don't
paying,
let
if
me
you're
least.
paying
Sell
Bell,
my data myself.
yeah, like if you're paying Bell whatever $1.50 or $2 a month to like hack into me, I want 50% cut. You know, Facebook. I want 50% cut of that shit. I want
When
to
you
cut.
sign
I
up
want.
to Facebook, like they're sneaky. You're agreeing
Yeah, I know,
to
but
that, to
but we
allow them to get 100% of that.
shouldn't
cut.
be allowed to do that. It's so basic to the way we communicate right now. You shouldn't have to sign away your rights. It's like, I think if we had a new revolution, that'd be like, no, you can't do that. You can't.
What if
You
everybody
can't make
boycotted
people
Facebook?
sign away their personal self in order to communicate in the new form of communication.
But it's like the corporate way is if you don't like the way we do business, go elsewhere. So, like, if we don't like the fact that Facebook takes our information, don't use Facebook. And then it's like, well, how do I get my information to point A or point B? It's the
Culture shock.
exactly
The new Facebook.
the new
Yeah, I
Facebook.
We
like
don't
what you
take
said,
your
yeah.
information, but when we do, and we will, we'll give you a cut. I promise. Because that's every website ends up taking your info at some point. But we'll give you a cut. 50% maybe. Hopefully.
We'll
Maybe
discuss-
90. I don't know.
We have to discuss it. The cut will get. The more we sell, the lower our cut will be. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, so come to the site a lot. The more you're on our site, the more money you'll make.
The more money you make, the less percentage we
So
do.
sign up for a membership. I think we're still figuring it out. I think you need a membership to comment on our message board, our forum
Yep.
that
and
we're
we
developing.
We probably going to intentionally put something up there to piss you off to get your conversation started. So, just thought I'd let you know in advance. Can't say I didn't tell you. Culture shock.
Should we have memes?
I don't know. Maybe I'll use my real name for this one.
This is like, you're not.
Nah. I'll stick with
Memes.
memes. I thought. Yeah, we should do memes.
Yeah, should there be like a play? Because some people love memes. A lot of people. And
There
if
are
there's
people
just
who
like,
just are
they
on
wake up
it
like,
for
I'm
all
going
the
to culture shock. I'm looking at some memes. Maybe post up some of my memes. Maybe just talk to some people about what they're doing in the meme world. I think there's a lot of people that are into that.
Memes are a significant like.
Memes are like the primary way of
Ooh.
communicating now.
What if we sell clothing and we have a meme spot, and it's like you can get any meme you want printed on a shirt, and we'll ship it to you.
Yeah, as long as they're paying for it.
Well, yeah, it's not for free.
Okay.
I'm not a billionaire. I'm not even like a thousandaire. Really.
I'd like to be 100-aire eventually.
Yeah.
I'd like to be 100-aire.
So we'll have meme shirts. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
I think we should sell title belts.
Yep.
People out there, tell me what you'd buy. Custom made rap battle title belts
As well as custom made cups.
and custom made cups that come with the track. Put it in the cup.
Put it in the cup.
Put it in the cup.
Oh man, we gotta get L over here to finish that track. Shouts to Lonzy G,
Lonzy
courtesy.
G, where you at?
You
You
know what I
should be
mean?
here podcasting with us.
Yeah, I mean he might be there tomorrow for the discussion podcast.
So, jerseys.
Jerseys, yeah.
People love jerseys. What can we do special with jerseys, though?
Jersey, like, I don't know if you're talking about like for the rap battle thing, right?
I'm just talking about a store. We want to put a store on Culture
Store.
Shock. We're thinking of things to sell, like custom wrap, custom title belts, hands down,
Yep.
meme shirts, and jerseys.
Well, I got an idea for jerseys. It would have to be after the battle rap thing started.
Okay.
You know, if people have their favorite battle rappers, you could do jerseys,
Oh yeah.
repping them as well. You know, and then that way, like with sports, it's like representing your favorite team because. Like you look at all the different battle rap leagues and all
Yeah.
the different battle rappers have their like loyal fan bases. You
Yep.
know, the ones that will watch all their battles, the ones that'll cheer them on, and
I'm
for
hearing you.
people to
I'm
have
hearing
like a jersey to rep that person. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an entrepreneur, but I feel like there might be
Just
some money.
I think as we build up the celebrity, and
Yeah.
maybe if we got some people, it's like I really like that battle rapper.
yeah.
I'd get a jersey if that's something to
Okay.
keep in the mind.
That's
And then
definitely
they
an
could show
interesting
up to the
idea.
events like wearing the jersey, and there's that part of feeling like they're on that team.
You
You
could
know?
have a little merch table, and
Yeah.
you get your own jerseys. Wouldn't you? You'd like to be.
I'd
a
wear
black
a jersey.
wouldn't you?
Of course, the block on a jersey. What do you mean? Boom.
You
Yeah,
can
all
even
about
do
that.
just like
We're gonna have to go on a
Culture Shock
Canadian tour, the
jerseys.
Culture Shock
close
Jersey
the
tour.
North jerseys. You know.
Yeah, man. I'm about to get my logo design. Shout outs to Lethal. You know what I mean? By the way, when I'm done this, I gotta send him a beat. So, yeah. The work never stops.
We've had a request for video games too. Do you know if you know anyone who makes video games? You know anyone who makes video games?
I mean, I got a friend who's just starting up, and doing that. He just graduated from computer science.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like
simple games. I just want like simple sort of Java. You know, you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
on
he
there,
can
you
do
click
that.
games.
We
Yeah.
must talk with him.
Okay,
Yeah,
we need to
sure.
talk.
We must speak.
We need
Sure.
to build the game section because you know it's like you go on, you're done listening to some great music. You're like, oh, I watched all these awesome videos they have. I talked on the forum to all kinds of fantastic people. I'm just like worn out from having such a good time on this website. I wish I could do one more thing. I already bought a meme T-shirt.
I'll tell you right now.
And then yeah, you play some games.
Your friend there might have a home for his games on this site.
nice. Yeah, I'll have to see. I mean, right now he's still working on the same game he's been working on for a while, but that's because the whole thing is completely self-produced. He hasn't really outsourced anything, but like I found him. If you guys can find, say, someone to do the music, for example, for the game, maybe someone to design the what do you call them, sprite sheets or whatever, then that could kind of make things work faster.
You do writing stuff, right? I do note stuff.
What?
Do it.
I do music stuff. He does writing stuff. I know
Oh,
people who do music
Are
stuff.
we
So
getting into video game production right now? Then?
we just
I
made a
think we
magazine.
just gotta find someone.
We
to
just
do
made
it.
a magazine, and now we try to get into video game
No,
production. Do you believe this
no.
shit?
Not yet. Not yet.
I went to school when I went to the International Academy of Design and Technology. It was because I wanted to get into video game production. Sorry, bro. Yeah,
I
man.
took computer programming. I want to get into video games.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I know a
magazine.
few people in computer programming, but yeah, I mean, if there's a team, it'll get done faster. If it's
Yes.
on the shoulders of one guy,
I want some of that like
Looking for
Atari
everybody.
style, like NES though. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Hmm.
But I don't know. What do you need for web games?
Not a lot. Shockwave system and
Can it process like a really complicated game, or you?
yeah. You don't need we don't want a very complicated game yet, though. We want
No, we want simple games. That's
we
what
want
I'm saying.
simple
I want
games.
simple.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think now the game he's been working on is like the
Yes.
design is simple, but all the intricacies are complicated. It's like
Yes, Todd. This is the regular time for Candid Conversations. I'm usually here Wednesdays at 6 o'clock, in and around the 6 o'clock hour. Some weeks we do Fridays at a prime time slot because we just get so much stuff happening. But more often than not, it's Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. So thank you for tuning in. And I'm not sure if it's still going on, but make sure you check out Frequencies with Todd page on 4680q.ca. Check that out.
Bye.
Yeah.
oh, but yeah, if you're serious about the game thing, actually, I could like connect you to and
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, like
Yeah.
literally, like when we
I think
get
that'd
off
be-
this podcast.
Yeah, it's like if
Let us
I'm
know.
on a local site and it's like, oh, I got all this cool, and games too.
Yep.
I'll live on that site, especially if the game's good. If it's bad, maybe not. But I'll check back once in a while and see if it's good.
I might. There's some like Blades of Steel was not the greatest game, but it had
What?
some excellent gameplay.
Yeah, because it starts on your.
Yeah.
Yes, the game can talk. Gameplay doesn't matter.
Oh,
Blades of
man.
Steel is pretty good though.
Blades of Steel is dope. I used to play we play the first two periods. We'd play and we'd score and see who got the highest score. No, actually, no, I lie. The first two periods, we'd just fight.
Yeah.
And then the third period, we'd play to see who got the highest score. Greatest game ever.
Base
Oh, I
wars
hope
you
it comes
play.
on the end. I hope it comes on the the Nintendo. That has to come on the Nintendo. If it doesn't come on the Nintendo, I'm emailing
I don't know
Nintendo.
if it does. It's not a Nintendo thing though.
It's
That's the thing.
Konami.
It has very little Nintendo product.
Oh.
There's no Mega Man.
No, I wasn't big on Mega
There's
Man.
no Link.
really. Oh,
I wasn't
wait,
big
no
on
Legend of Zelda.
Oh, Mega Man was Capcom anyway.
Yeah,
What else did Nintendo make back then?
Duck Hunt.
No Metroid.
No Metroid.
No Duck Hunt.
Was
What?
Metroid Nintendo?
You have like
Oh,
a
yeah, it
weird.
was,
You
it
have a
was.
weird. Like some of the ones that you like. You have Mario 1,
Yeah.
but it's this Japanese strange version. It says it's Mario 2, but it's not.
Oh
It's
man.
Mario 1. You
Wow.
got Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario. Okay.
You got
Okay.
Tetris 2. You don't have Tetris 1 though.
Why do you have two if you don't have one?
You're really gonna appreciate Adventure Island. I love playing Adventure Island. I can't
I
beat it.
think
I
I played.
don't
that
think
before.
it has Ghosts and Goblins. I wish it did.
Oh, that game is so good.
I would play that and get
But
good at
I
it.
think that was Capcom 2, though, wasn't it?
It has a copy of Altered Beasts on it. That's
Altered
dope.
Beasts. Oh, I think
It's
I
the
remember
NES
that.
version though, not the Sega version, so it's not as good as the Sega version.
Altered Beast. I think I remember that one.
Oh yeah.
There's some dope games. So there are some.
Oh dude, for $20 you're fine.
Yeah, like.
And there's some weird stuff on there. You're gonna play them like crazy. And there's so much on there. There's 620. Like You'll always wonder if one of those games you love are buried in there somewhere.
Yep.
It's got Guerrilla War, Akari Warrior.
Donkey
So you got
Kong?
some, yeah, it's got Donkey Kong.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good selection of stuff right there.
Yeah, it's Nintendo Mini, everybody, on Wish.
I get it on Wish. I got it on Top Hatter. I bid for that shit. I think I paid like $16.
What?
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo one's supposedly way better though. You got Street Fighter, you got Mario Kart. It's like $100, but man, just having Mario Kart in your house. Any single guys out there, get a copy of Mario Kart. See how long that lasts.
I have Mario Kart on the phone, bro. Like,
yeah, but how are you gonna play that with somebody?
You can multiplayer.
Yo,
you can join.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, but in ways it's better. Like the graphics are better. Like we could probably start.
I don't want better graphics. I want exactly the graphics I remember from
better
the Super
graphics
Nintendo.
are nice, but like classic Mario Kart, like it's classic. You gotta leave it that way.
They have the classic. Stages, but they revamped them a little bit. Like so, they'll play the classic stage, and then like for later on in the cup.
That's
we'll
like
say.
some Star Wars shit. It's like, oh, check out this new Star Wars.
No,
it's
like I
it's
got
the same old Star
Mario
Wars, but
Kart
George
on the
Lucas
phone.
revamped it a little
Well,
bit.
I got a call coming in. Let me check this out.
No, like I got Mario Kart
Hello?
on the phone, but like you can't beat the classic.
Yeah, FM. Just on the podcast right now, but you called, so I'm reasoning it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should cut to a sponsor. I wish we had a sponsor too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sponsored by President's Choice. Actually, it's not. I don't know if I can.
Okay.
They're probably getting fun.
Yeah, you too.
No, this podcast will be taken down.
Yeah. All right. Hooray! Just had to answer a quick question. That's I think one of our first calls in on Candid Conversations.
Nice.
So, yeah, you were saying.
I think you already closed the conversation down, didn't you? We're just kind of lagging here. We were talking about Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yeah.
Yeah, how having the new revamped version isn't as cool as having the original perfectly fine version.
Like, I'm not saying there was anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, for the convenience and, like, the fact that I can play it anywhere, like,
yeah, that's fine.
That makes it...
Yeah, but why not both? It's not either or.
Oh, it's not either or, but if you're comparing them, I would take one over the other.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I just didn't want you throwing it out there that your phone one, which I've never even looked at in my life, is in any way better than
I didn't say it was
distant memory of my childhood.
I didn't say it was better. I just said it was dope.
All right. Well, as long as we have that clear.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Man, you almost witnessed the end of this podcast right here.
Like it
Yeah,
went.
we're gonna throw down hard. I wouldn't even throw down over Mario Kart. Don't talk shit about F-Zero though.
F-Zero. Oh my god, you're about to hate me. What is the point of that game, bro? I never got into it.
Driving fast, feeling good, hitting the threshold of the speed limit, man. Like you can fly like 700 kilometers an hour in that thing.
Yeah.
You ever take that jump on Portland, or what is it called? Port City 2? That huge just jump. You're flying through the air, zero friction, 700-800 kilometers an hour. Man, it's a rush. And
So-
the music's a big thing.
Okay, so where are you with?
Music's huge. Are you like talking original Super Nintendo NES?
Yeah. Where are you with Smash Brothers then?
I really played the original quite a bit. I never kept up on the systems though, but I always loved the idea of it. Bunch of friends around playing your favorite Nintendo characters.
Yep.
It's great. It's great
I'm
stuff.
gonna be honest. Maybe it's because of my age, but the Wii one, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, is my favorite.
That is,
Yeah.
I have that, like, I've dropped that lyric in so many different songs. Like, there's this one song where I go, punchlines like DK, Fox quick lyrics, like you play in Smash Brothers Brawl, punchlines like DK or some shit like that. And in the video for the song, I actually have DK winding up for the punchline. It was so dope.
So who do you main?
My main character, like, if we were to go upstairs right now and put that on, I'd probably put on a working with either Luigi or Fox.
Okay.
Like that, don't jump over top of me if I'm Luigi. Or Fox.
Interesting
Don't do
choice.
it. I will kick you or punch you so fast.
I don't know a lot of Luigi mains.
Luigi moves are like, Luigi is, he's stronger than Mario. But he's like,
Okay, I'm putting on. Hold
sloppy.
on, because you said like, what's the deal with F-Zero? I'm just gonna play this. It'll be in the background for people. But The soundtrack's so good. How can you not love it? The soundtrack's so
I'm a Pit man myself. I know he's a bit spammy.
Oh, Pit's nice.
But he's good though. I mean, I didn't design the book.
Pit's nice still. Like,
good.
the fight is on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's polyphonic as hell, bro.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god.
Like, how could you wonder about what's so great about this game? This is.
Someone's gotta use that, sample that.
Yeah, but Smash Brothers Brawl has probably one of the all-time greatest introductions ever.
Oh,
I'm not denying that.
Ever. Like,
Get it out. Let's see it.
let's get that up. No, you pull it up because I'm monitoring the chat.
Mm.
We're just like looking stuff up on.
Yeah, man, because people.
Smash Bros. Theme. That's classic.
That is you're not finding a better. Like, I don't think you're finding a better theme than that right now.
No, it gets me so hyped.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
This is like a Mickey Mouse cartoon.
What is it?
No,
It's so majestic.
Like Roman Coliseum.
Ah.
Going down.
And then you got a call in the background.
I shouldn't play it much. I don't have that same nostalgic connection.
This is like, I'm getting chills right now.
I don't know if the fake. Can you hear this, Facebook? Smash
It's
Brothers.
how big nostalgia plays into how much you like.
So much.
Yep.
Yo, you ever have that thing where you might even just pass by some random building, for example, and all of a sudden you just get hit with nostalgia, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Or certain smells.
No, smells are huge for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I first moved out here, actually, I went across the town over by the Food Basics. There's a Food Basics on like Rice Road, Thorold Road, past Prince Charles. So I drove up that street. I drove up Prince Charles, and I saw this cul-de-sac, and all of a sudden, like, it just hit me like DK, just boom, and I'm just like, what the hell? So I had to call my dad. I'm like, did we know anybody that lived in Welland? He's like, yeah. I said, across the town and anything like that? Turns out, the cul-de-sac that I passed I was like maybe like 6 years old or some shit like that. Friends of the family lived there, and we went there to watch fireworks. And that memory hit me vividly because I didn't want to stand close to the road where everybody else was because they were in the center and they were setting them off. I didn't want to stand close to the road. I went into the car to sit down. Well, did one of the fireworks not go off and land right on the windshield? So I'm sitting there like damn near pissing myself in the car like, because I'm thinking it's going to blow up. I'm only 6. Like, I don't know the whole combustibility aspect of it. I don't know, like, how combustible it is. I just know it's loud and it's bright and it's scaring the crap out of me. So, yeah, it turns out I was right by the area where that happened.
Dude, memories are wild. Like,
Yeah.
You'll forget what you ate the day before, but something like that will happen.
Yep.
I remember. It's weird because you can plant them. When I was a kid, I was thinking about that, and I looked up at a tree branch, and I just thought to myself, I'm going to remember this moment for the rest of my life. And I never forgotten that moment where I just stared up at that stupid branch and was like telling myself, I remember that.
That's great. Oh, man. So, yeah, this is Candid Conversations. We have been here with Pete Hanna on the far left, John Davies in the middle, and yours truly, the Block. You know what I mean? We're kicking it. Just, you know what I mean? About to close this down.
Probably should. Told people we would.
Yeah. He said we were about to close it down. So,
We're all kind of...
make sure you check out cultureshock.com.
Is it live yet?
September 1st.
September 1st.
Check out cultureshock.com.
For now, check out culture.shock on Instagram.
Culture.shock.
Our Facebook's up, but there's nothing there yet. Facebook's dead to us. Hi, Facebook audience.
You know what I mean? Facebook's dead to us.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, this is where we're...
Yeah. No, the audience are fine. The people on it are fine. It's Facebook.
It's the people watching our stuff and not giving us the money for it. That's what it is. Not you people. I mean, like, the people in the back office that are like, wow, this is entertaining. Let's sell it to Lithuania.
How do you like this new, phenomenon of people who have clear, huge aggression suppression issues going on Facebook, complaining about getting kicked off. It's like I've been banned. No offense if you guys have been banned.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I find it funny.
yeah, like some people were asking for it though. Okay.
A lot.
I saw one guy who's just like, effing Facebook, they can spot a dick pic a mile away. I'm done being banned with this. It's like, dude, like stop sending your dick to people unsolicited.
Yo, anyone who does that should get permaban, like IP address ban.
From the internet?
Yeah, just ban from the internet.
Yeah, a dick-free, like, there's the dickless internet, or it's just like, it's dick-free. You go on there, you know you're never going to get it. Unless you're looking for it. Guys,
can we retire that? That's not going to work, ever.
What?
Just sending pictures like that in people's
depends on your dick.
No, even then, like,
it sometimes depends on the chick too.
I think if you have
99 out of 100 times.
Yeah, no, but I think that 1 in 100, like that one guy who has that just great dick, and he's like, he's like, I don't know what you guys are all saying. I just send a picture out, and it's good. Like, now another dick pic. Ooh, now that is a dick pic.
How do we even get on this?
Wow. So,
well, I don't know.
We did go there and beyond.
I want to know. Is there any women out there? Maybe like private message because you might not want to admit for real. But if you ever received a dick pic, I'm like, wow.
You know what?
I'm kind of glad I received that one.
And like,
I'm not saying that guys should do that, but I'm curious.
I'm now not sure how to feel.
Are you getting uncomfortable?
I have one, so not really. But
culture shock is getting a little uncomfortable here.
I mean, it is shocking content, but at the same time,
I'm just saying, even if there's that 1 in 100 people, why make the other 99 super uncomfortable for that chance of that one? Like, I don't know. In my opinion, it's not fair. To
you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, because that one's is gonna get the other 99 judged.
So it's like you should have to get prejudged. There should be a place you go.
Yeah.
And like come on in and they, you take your pants off. Some people look at you. They take some shots. They look at the shots like, no, don't send any dick pics. They're like, no, you're good. You can send these.
Just, I don't know. Save that stuff for Tinder.
Oh my gosh! Wow, yeah. Or wait till you have an actual relationship established with the woman and you're trying to do something.
How are you gonna establish a relationship without a dick pic?
I mean, like,
you're not up to speed on common day dating culture.
I've been married for the last 7 years, so like I don't need to. Actually, no, I lie. I date my wife on a regular basis.
I bet he sent her a dick pic.
I'm just saying, ideally, if there are some people
after we were married
can't control themselves. I don't know.
You're a Christian.
Yeah, send them
so you can't send dick pics until you're married.
Well, I wouldn't want to anyway. Well, before I'm married,
Yeah. What if you're like dating and serious?
Nah, saving it for marriage.
Because if you're like, you see, the thing is, if you're dating and you're serious, there's still that window where you're not betrothed, and they can say, you know what, I'm tired of this shit, and then, oh yeah, and look what he did. No, you don't want that.
For me, specifically for me, it's because of my beliefs that I wouldn't do it. But
yeah, but it's like once you're married, it's fine. It's like
I don't even want to. I don't know if she's still watching, but it's like I can't say all bets are off because you still have to conduct yourself with a degree of decorum.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But like, there's different liberties when you have an established relationship. And I'm not gonna say just married because there's people who have been together for like 10, 20 years or whatnot outside of marriage. So, but you have different. It's like when we first got together, I didn't even want her to know when I was in the bathroom taking a shit. Now it's just like, I do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I usually try to take a shit on the first date. Really let you know. I really let him know too. It's like, excuse me, I have to poop.
Oh my gosh, no.
And then I take a good 10 minutes, and if they come back and they seem cool, it's like,
oh my gosh, that is fucking.
Hi, everybody, I'm John Davies. I'm single.
That's a real head scratch. Yeah, obviously as a Christian, you guys will know.
Yeah, you
maybe
can't
know what my views of marriage are, but.
Well, yeah, and you can't poop. You can't let them know you're pooping if you're Christian.
Well, that one is just a matter of is it weird or not. I don't think there's anything in the Bible about letting someone know you're going to the bathroom.
I don't know if there's anything in the Bible about marriage, which is not a whole lot.
Marriage in the Bible is referred to as laying with whomever kind of thing. Like once they talked about you laying with a person, that indicated a betrothal.
Like the first time you get it on, then you're married.
Yeah, and so that's the biblical view, which is why there's the whole idea in Christianity to save it for marriage, because.
But there's no saving it for marriage because
that is marriage.
But then it's impossible. You should be trying to just have sex with the person you like the most, and then they're trapped. It's like, sorry, I'm Christian. We're married now.
In caveman history, you just clubbed them over the head. So
yeah, well, I mean, that's why you gotta know. But I mean, if you're not, if the other person's not a Christian anyway, we're getting to Christian territory. But then you shouldn't. You know, if that's this is how I look at it. If that's your values and that person doesn't hold the same values as you in anything,
how come Jesus said this?
Hold on, now I want to hear where you're going with that.
But Jesus said, if you pick up the cross and follow me, you're going to abandon your family.
Yeah, so in some cases that's actually true. Some people in some countries, where you get killed for being Christian. In some countries, when they become a Christian, they quite literally have to abandon their families.
Right. But if Jesus is saying you have to do that, and you don't have to do that in this country, is Jesus wrong?
No, I say it like certain things you might have to. It's about putting Jesus number one,
Put God first and everything shall follow.
The actual Christian message is so radical that if you followed it, you'd have to abandon your family because you'd put them in danger.
If you followed it to the extreme...
To be honest... I'm not gonna lie, the Christian message is supposed to be so radical. That's not to say if you're not at 100, then you're not a Christian. But ideally, I've thought about this. Ideally,
I know, young
would
Christians
it be ideal for everyone to be like John the Baptist and Paul the Apostle? Where
not
just
Paul, but maybe John the Baptist.
Right, like
I'm
John
not a
the
big fan
Baptist.
of Paul.
He was like, dude was not. He was like a social outcast basically in
Yeah.
some sense, but people were fascinated by him.
Yeah. He was considered a very holy man.
Scared of him.
Yeah, he was a very holy man. He lived out in the wilderness eating locusts covered in honey. And then, lo and behold, another homeless man comes out of the woods and is like, I need to get baptized by you, Mr. Homeless Man. That's Jesus. What no one's brought up? I find this weird in the world of... I think we've really passed Christianity. Because no one's brought this up.
Bro, which up?
Well, with all, Black Lives Matters and everything, it's like, what is that religion that worships the black guy who was killed unfairly by the authorities have to say about all this?
What? I missed that.
Yeah, well...
All I heard was black guy killed unfairly by...
The religion of these people who worship that black guy who was unfairly killed by the authorities.
Well, here's the thing. It depends
Christianity,
on your social
right?
circles. In my circles,
that doesn't really come
everyone's talking about it.
Oh, well, that's
in my
good.
Christian circles, people are talking... And unfortunately, it's very polarized with, some people are at that one extreme, like,
oh my gosh,
he deserves.
I have a question.
Like
What's your question?
And I'm glad I have someone who is from an Egyptian here, so I can ask that question. And please forgive me for how this comes across, but I've been called this so many times growing up. How, if to the best of my understanding, if education originated in Egypt, is an Afrocentric individual who speaks with an educated dialect whitewashed?
Wait, can you explain that?
Oh. He's saying that to be an educated black man, they call you whitewashed.
Oh.
But education isn't a white thing.
That's a very good point. You know what?
I like how intellectual you are. I wasn't saying it to be offensive. I was saying it to just there's a lot of misconceived statements, like statements that are used in the general public that aren't entirely as valid or even
there's a lot of taking words and applying them. Yeah, renaming stuff.
But people even try and make Christianity a whitewash thing. But that started in the Middle East and Africa. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's modern day Christianity's all about blue jean Jesus,
Blue jean Jesus.
Blue jean Jesus.
You sounded real southern.
I just got back from Levi's. I gotta get my truck and head on over to Montana to get some steak.
On this. I mean,
yeah, man.
I have lots of...
Oh yeah.
thoughts on this. As someone who's grown up in the church and
Oh yeah, me too.
it's still like I'd consider myself devoutly religious, but in that sense, that almost forces me to reject that kind of like Americanized.
Well, that's it. Like I would also consider myself devoutly religious, but that means something so different to every single person you'll ever talk to that it's almost meaningless to say it.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, but I don't. You hear that? People are like, I totally believe in God. And you're like, oh, me too, but I don't believe in this. Like, well, neither do I. And, oh, but I believe in this. Oh, I don't believe in that. It's this, and it's like everybody believes in God. I mean, sort of. No, maybe atheists don't, but it's like y'all. Like, I'm spiritual. I'm this. I'm that.
Atheists
like,
believe that they are the higher power.
Yeah. So I'd say in that sense they do believe sort of in like.
No, here's the thing. To a degree, it's kind of messed up because if we all are created in His likeness, then technically there is a degree of truth to atheism where it comes to us being the God of our own world, our own universe, but it's blasphemous in a cult. It's blasphemous to think that you are God because you're not. Like I created everything in this space, not like I made everything in this space the way it is. You know what I mean? But I didn't create it all. Like, you know what I mean? Someone made the computer, someone made the sofa, someone made, you know what I mean, the blanket. So there's what to think I could make that. I could be a creator is more what that we are created in His likeness is supposed to mean, as opposed to you are the be all and end all of everything around you kind of thing. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah. So it's not about us being God, but that He's given us some traits, and like you said, He's a creator, and now
the idea of she probably doesn't even matter to the. I mean, I think there's got to be a God. I've talked to you about this.
Yes.
Like there's got to be, depending on your definition, there's a God. And I think that's pretty logical. You could break it down pretty logically in the fact that, you know, how often life occurs, and like from the little minute lives, and they get bigger, and it's like nothing seems to have a conception of the thing very strong of the thing above it. And so I think when we reach humans, it's like, it's just, to me, it's natural to think life probably repeats itself in some other higher way eventually. If you zoom out, you look at it, and, you know, that's pretty popular. It's like, you know, you could call that a God. There's probably many, though. There's probably, like, many forms of life beyond humans. And there's probably, like, a whole system of we don't know. And, like, God, the idea of God is, the best you can do is just, like, accept that it's a wonder. Don't try to define it too much. Accept that it's a wonder and be good to people.
That's the thing. Be good to people.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, that's what the concept and premise of most religion is. Be good, or bad things will happen.
Well, I mean, Jesus didn't... Okay, people love this idea that, oh, I believe in Jesus, so I'm going to heaven. Right? You probably heard that.
Yeah.
But it's so selfish. And I don't think... And he didn't talk about that. Like, if you love God, read the Bible and learn that, or see for yourself, that Jesus came to earth, taught a pacifist message, and taught, like, this is how you do it, and this is the way it is in heaven, and it's in your prayer, the Lord's Prayer, you know, on earth as in heaven. Implement this structure on earth to make a better planet. And then when he died, it's like, oh, we just gotta believe in him. It's like, imagine if you had a teacher, and you studied, and he was teaching you, I don't know, history or something, and he went through the whole semester, and then he died, and someone said, you know what, as long as you believe in the stuff he taught you and do that, you're gonna do fine. And so you go into the test, and you're just like, I believe in my teacher.
Okay,
it's like you're gonna fail the test.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You're gonna fail the test.
So here's
if you don't know, if you believe in them, you believe in what they taught, and you know it. And
so
do you know it?
I agree with you that, you know, if you're looking to Jesus as just your ticket to heaven, you know, your fire escape, then you've completely missed the point. I agree with that. Then you're not.
But you want to believe that he still is. It still is like that little catch you got to heaven.
Like the Bible does talk about faith, and that you have to have faith, and that's a huge part of it. And the Bible says that we can't save ourselves. So that's another part of it. Mm-hmm. That our actions won't save us, but then there's the other aspect to it too, right? Like faith without works is dead, and this is how I liken it. If you said you loved your wife, but you always neglected her, you beat her, you kicked her to the curb.
It's some dark stuff you're talking about,
right,
but I
no,
get
but
it.
just
You
saying,
don't.
But
You
then
don't.
you're like, I say I love my wife. Do you really love your wife?
By the way, he's not talking about me because my wife knows I love her and I don't do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I just put it out there for, you might be Aaron Blockhouse. No, he's not. Anyways.
So, even though your actions don't save you, if you say you follow Jesus and you believe in Jesus, but you're not doing what he said, do you really believe it,
Yeah, no.
Do you really believe it? And that's the way I see it.
Okay.
I mean, the Bible also says in the end, people don't quote it much, but that the majority of the people that go and are like, "Oh, I'm a Christian," and God's like, "I have no idea who you are."
Yeah,
and that's the vast majority. That's the way it's described. Like the vast majority of people. It's just like, sorry, I don't know you.
Well, yeah, I think that combines two things. It talks about the narrow path and the broad path. And the narrow path is the path to God.
Mm-hmm.
But then, he also said, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not do this and that in your name? And I'll say, depart from me, I never knew you.
Yeah. And yet we think that, people like to think that the McDonald's version of God represented is okay. It's like, but there's that huge warning in the end.
I'm just stuck on the hair of wool and feet of clay thing.
The what?
Hair of wool and feet of clay. Like, they describe him so contradictory to his... Like, they describe him in one way, but then they present him in another. It's like...
Bro, you're talking about the blue jean Jesus aspect?
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I've never heard that phrase before.
I mean, in the beginning, we make fun of Muslims and stuff, and so they cover their heads and they can't see Allah, and they get so mad. But, the Bible says don't have... It's one of the 10 Commandments. It's like, don't have graven images to represent your God. Like, don't do that. Well, and with Christians, everybody's got a cross. Everyone's got a crucifix.
I got a crucifix on my ring right here.
Yeah, well, according to the 10 Commandments, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
See, I've thought about that one too. And graven image, I think it's more about worshiping that thing.
Go read.
I don't worship I don't say, oh Jesus, my Jesus, hello Jesus, hallelujah. It's a ring.
Like, even the early church, that was first established, pretty early on, they had that whole Jesus fish thing going as a symbol.
Oh yeah, that was a safety thing. You do half of it, and
yeah.
then they do the... that's according to lore. Who knows?
Now, on the other hand, I get what you're saying. Then you have these churches with all these pictures and paintings and, honestly, sometimes they even...
No, you're moving that from what I'm actually saying. It's just graven images. It's literally that, you're not supposed to even... You shouldn't be drawing images of Jesus at all. You shouldn't be making images to represent things on heaven that you worship. It's like, that's what it's saying. Someone can correct me if it's wrong, but...
Oh, I heard an interesting thing about that, too. And an image diminishes who God is, right? You can't capture God in an image, right? So by making an image, you're kind of limiting him.
You weren't even supposed to say his name before, and that's just my thing is when I hear people complaining about other religions, but you're only complaining because you don't follow your own as stringent as people used to. It's like, oh, head covering. It's like, okay, but Paul tells you to do that. It's part of your religion too. You just don't do it. It's your religion too. You just don't do it. So who's at fault here? Yeah, I know. Oh, if you want to trigger Christians, say, so what did Jesus teach?
Love.
There's a really
well, that's a good answer. But typically, if you ask Christians, if you really get into it, what were his commandments? Tell me about his philosophies. Tell me about his messages. Really talk about what was he really getting to the heart of? They don't know. They'll just keep telling you that he died for their sins. That's what I'm saying about the selfish belief. If I'm quizzing you, it's like, okay, well, what was he talking about?
But that is true, though. Jesus didn't come just to make bad people good. He came to make dead people alive.
Yeah.
And so with that, I'd say comes becoming a better person. But, when you read the whole Bible as a whole thing, you see that that the pinnacle, the epitome was the cross and the sacrifice for sin. You look all the way back to Adam and Eve, the seed of the woman, the serpent will
Lilith.
Bite his heel, he'll crush
Yeah.
the serpent's head.
No, you're right. The whole philosophy is, so they sinned in the beginning. I think early man's looking at the world and saying, okay, why are we separated from this? Why aren't we living in unity with the planet? And so you have this story about, a snake that separated you, and the idea that wisdom separated you, and that's the thing. And it kind of tells a tale of the farming era moving into the city era, and this whole idea of like one's a farmer, one's a herder. It's, they're breaking down a whole era of humankind into a little story.
Are you talking about Abraham and Lot?
No, I'm just talking about
the first 3 or 4 chapters.
yeah, Cain and Abel, and
Okay.
they're breaking down the early eras, like from man's creating separation, which they attribute. So, interestingly, not talked about much, is that they put a negativity on knowledge. Like, that's what separated us. But they acknowledge that, yeah, that's clearly what separates us. And then they go through the farming era, which is the power.
More about knowing evil. That's the thing. True knowledge of good and the knowledge of good and evil. So not just knowing good, which is how they are made, but to know evil as well.
Well, yeah, that's knowledge, right? To be able to pick and choose.
But,
and they're like, well, these animals just do stuff and they're fine. And then Jesus really comes back to that, because he's the one who says, and he doesn't talk about giving up. He says it'll be more abundant. You trust in God that you're forgiven. You stop living under the punishments. Money, the financial system,
but you see,
which is the system of corruption.
But he doesn't say
to a godly system.
He doesn't say to avoid evil, though. He says to overcome evil with good.
Mm.
So if money is said evil,
well,
then,
it says the love of money is evil, and that's
there you go.
Distinction.
Yeah.
Money itself, I mean, don't get me wrong, money corrupts a lot of people easily, so that's why you have to be careful with it.
Yep.
But money itself is a neutral thing. Just a lot of people use it for evil. And it's like alcohol, for example. Is alcohol inherently evil?
Well,
no, but I mean, money at the end of the day represents your ability to trade and have what you want. And so people who worship it will naturally collect more of it, making it difficult for people who don't worship money. It actually creates a harder job. If you're a true Christian, I think you're going to have a hard job, because you're not designed to want to get all the money. Like, your motive should be a little different.
So there's the key. It's the motive, and it's about not worshiping money. But to use money to pay your bills, that's just the way society.
That's the way society
is.
works. But do you think that we live in a Christian? Do you think this is?
Do
you think this is the Christian good society, or do you think this is the hell that Jesus decided is weeping and gnashing of teeth, where people are crying and they're grinding their teeth down because they're so upset with the state of the world?
I wouldn't call it hell, but I wouldn't call it a Christian society. It's interesting when you look at how the early church lived versus today, But
I do, and I see in the Bible. We should get on to something else. I don't know if people want to hear.
I'm just interested in how long this conversation has gone on.
I had to do so much biblical stuff. I could go on to forever.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, though.
I know we disagree on.
But I do think heaven and hell is a choice of how you want to make life on earth. Jesus doesn't talk a lot about what happens after. He talks about what you're meant to do right here and what your goal is as a Christian right now, what your job is, how hard it is, and what you're supposed to do to bring on the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
And that's sort of bring it to earth. And then all his stories are about,
But Jesus did talk a lot about hell, too, and we can't overlook that. And
did he, though?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he?
He did.
Yep. Like when? You're laughing and saying it like you did, but I know my Bible pretty well. What did he say?
In the Gospels. He even had that story of Lazarus and the rich man, where Lazarus was the poor guy in front of the rich man's doors, and the rich man never helped him, and when they both died, Lazarus went to heaven, but the rich man went to hell after death, and it was this terrible place, and he was crying out like, "Oh, let me go back so I can warn my family."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and some people think it's a parable. Some people have pointed out Jesus told that story way differently from any of the other parables, like the style that he used. And so, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I believe in a filtered version. Like, I look at the message. I look at it like, okay, he was probably a real person if he was, or like most of the Bible, was probably collected stories that filter through time, and then they come out and they represent kind of a person, but kind of a truism to humanity, something that we've
like when you play telephone, you
Yeah.
pass on a story over time. It's like a rock, and it gets really smooth. And what lasts is the inner lessons of it.
And I think that's why we have some disagreements, because we have different starting points.
Probably.
Like, I believe it to be like the Word of God, but you believe it to be more of these stories passed on. And with those two different starting points,
Well,
you're
it's the
gonna
word
get some
of-
different conclusions.
Yeah. I find it hard. I find it hard to believe. I mean, the Book of Timothy says that it's the Word of God, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that means that you need to study all Scripture.
Yep.
Because the Bible wasn't put together right now, so you need to study all Scripture from everybody and believe that that's inspired by God. Everything pertaining to God that is a Scripture.
All scriptures are
If
based
you
on the
believe in the
principle of a
Bible,
higher power.
You're putting your faith in man, because man assembled those books.
Well,
So you can't say that, I believe it's inspired by God,
To an
because no one
extent.
ever said that.
the Old Testament pretty much was established by the time Jesus came.
Oh,
back.
yeah, the Old
So
Testament.
that for sure, but then.
But you know what I'm
I
saying
don't-
about the New
yeah, but-
Testament? It's like it's very structured by man to make you believe a certain way. It's not all Scripture. It's some Scripture.
A lot of the New Testament was, as it was being written, did start getting circulated among the church. And, the early church fathers, the apostles, they had kind of compiled that. And, if the apostles are the ones that decided the order of the New Testament, you can't, and you feel like you can't trust that,
The church did.
then you can't really
If you believe that, then you need to educate yourself, because you're wrong.
Well, I know
Based
I
on
know
what?
about the councils, too.
Yeah, like there was.
But what is he
Yeah.
wrong based on?
That the apostles assembled it. The apostles didn't even write it. The books, the names of it were ascribed afterwards. He's like the book of Luke. It says right in it. It's this guy. I forget his name, but he was sent there by a king to go talk to people and pretty much take every story he could find about Jesus and just put it together. Just like find out every little story, legend, anything, and give me an account of that. And then, so you have these different things. None of them are written by the apostles.
Well, Luke wasn't an apostle. He was a doctor that followed Paul and talked to the people in his day and recorded his book. But I'm saying that, if you can't even trust the Gospels, like, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, then you can't even really trust the stories of Jesus either. Like, how do you know the
Well, you
whole thing
need
wasn't
to
doctored
you
either?
need to use your mind, because you can't. Okay, so this might blow your mind. The whole idea that Jesus died for your sins comes from one book of one gospel. It's not supported by all four. It's supported by the book of John. And go through it and then watch. Every time you see that mysticism, that more higher level, like you're getting saved and here's your ticket to heaven and the magic side, it's always from the book of John, because it's considered a Gnostic Bible. These are people that believed in a more magical Christianity than anyone else, but when they collected it all, they put that with the other one. So you already believe in different versions of Jesus depending on what you read.
I'd just like to point out that this whole conversation, I've been sorting these out, and I'm officially done.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, maybe it's time for everyone to get out of this.
I was just
So,
gonna say,
like,
you can
we
kind
get.
of support that with the whole Bible, though. But anyway, hey, look, good for keeping it respectful, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just talk, man.
This is a
but not lot of people
conversation.
do that. People
No.
get really heated when it comes to
Oh,
discussing the Bible, but I'm always down for that.
this was a very interesting conversation. That's why I just wanted to sit by and listen, because I was just like, I didn't have to moderate much. I just wanted to, make sure that I said my 2 cents so y'all didn't think I wasn't paying attention.
He was.
So that being said, I got this all sorted, so I'm one step closer to finishing those title belts. But yeah, I think we're gonna close this up, and maybe next time you're more than welcome to come back another time and carry on the conversation.
Yeah, that was good.
That was definitely interesting and enlightening. This is John Davies to my immediate left. To his left is Pete Hanna. Look out for them. They're both doing great things. John is the editor-in-chief of Culture Shock magazine.
Woo!
Check that out. Pete Hanna is working on many musical projects, one of which we're going to, finish off after this. So, stay tuned. Check out culture.shock on IG. And, yeah, keep speaking up.
Keep tuning in.
Keep tuning in. All right. We out. Boom.
Anyone comment on our little Bible talk?
I don't.
They were getting into the parenting.
Yo, I love
Yeah.